Courage, the old cowgirls say, is being scared to death and saddling up anyway. Certainly there is a fearlessness to Texan women that has always been apparent in their horsemanship. They start them young, on sheep. Mutton busting teaches kids to hang on for dear life. A 7-year-old girl wins the trophy here.
This is going to be a close call as we look to our fifth.
But in 2018, they're taking the reins in a whole different way, running in record numbers for Congress. No surprise, perhaps, that this is a deeply conservative state. Texas hasn't voted for a new female candidate for Congress for 22 years. They call it the Texan drought. It's not that women weren't winning, they weren't even running. But now, suddenly, they are, in their droves, at least 3 times more than 2 years ago. So we've come to the Lone Star State to find out why.
I think women have had important roles all along, but just because of everything that's being said and all of the different nuances and everything in politics, I think it's coming out more and more. You see it more.
As a gay woman living in Texas, it's just go get them, is all I have to say about that.
Do you have any sense of why things might be changing now? There's 3 times more women standing now than there were 2 years ago.
I just think it has to do with the brave women who are speaking up. Like, women all want a voice, but they need someone to lead them.
Amazing. Vanessa Adair is a school teacher and a Democrat. She made up her mind to run on the Women's March in Washington, the day after the inauguration of Donald Trump.
Almost every speaker said, you know, if you don't like the way things are, grab a clipboard, get some signatures, and run yourself. I think that Donald Trump has made a lot of things normal that shouldn't be. He's used his platform in a sense to bully others, and that has an impact on our communities. It has an impact on our children. It has an impact on the way we interact with our neighbors, and we've become much more divided. And the problem with us and them is that them always includes our neighbors. It includes people that we love. And we need to get away from this divisive rhetoric that has been started by this administration, and especially during the election.
Well, I'd love to earn your vote.
Geena Jones, standing in San Antonio, served her country in Iraq and Syria. She redefines what a US veteran looks like: gay, Filipina, female, and a Democrat. And admits the turning point for her also came the day the 2016 administration took shape.
It's a response to, you know, a president, a commander-in-chief as well, that thinks you can, you know, grab women by their private parts, right? I mean, we are no longer going to assume that somebody is going to do for us that which we can do for ourselves. I think this is, you can't be surprised that the people that have the most to lose, women, members of the LGBT community, you know, other minorities, are stepping up and saying, you know, I can do this. I'm going to run for office.
50 women are standing for the November midterms in Texas. It's a record number, but it's also a pattern that looks to be replicated right across the country. There is perhaps a perfect irony to what is happening right now. The Trump presidency has ignited, inadvertently, a new wave of feminism. Many women point to Trump being the momentum behind their choice to run, be it in response to his policies on women's health care, the rolling back of reproductive rights and freedoms, or his unconventional path to the White House, proof, quite frankly, that anyone can have a go.
Can you make you some coffee? Or when you're finished, I can make you some tea.
Jennifer Sava ran as a Republican in Austin. She tells me it's too simplistic to claim it's all about Trump.
There certainly is a pink wave of women running nationally, but that's only a part of the story. In Texas, we haven't seen a woman elected in 22 years, and we have 8 open seats in Congress. I think so many women in Texas run because there's an opportunity for the first time. When you have an open seat, it creates an opportunity for you to run. And so women are responding to that, the lack of incumbency, which is incumbency is the biggest challenge for women. They get an opportunity to run when there's an open seat.
Certainly the newcomers here have a tough fight ahead. Texas has one of the lowest voter turnouts in the country. And, perhaps too easily swayed by moustaches and machismo, I can't help wondering if this red meat state is really ready for change.
Well, the thing is that women need to step up to the plate. We're just like men.
And why do you think it's happening now?
I have no idea, but I'm glad they're doing that.
I think that's a great thing, because that's part of what our country is about. You know, equal rights, and women have say-so just like men.
The November midterms, just 6 months away, will show us if the greater number of female candidates translates into actual ballot success. Certainly, there are uphill battles here, not because they're women, but because they're Democrats fighting the Deep South. But perhaps that misses the point. There is now a pink wave of female electoral energy that is making itself felt across the country. The first steps may be relatively small ones, but the movement itself, that looks like it has longevity.